my gosh.
Oh my goodness.
I'm just so glad you're here because I needed everybody to see your face. Like, we know your name, we hear Mara Brock Akil, but I wanted everybody to see who the power is, who writes these iconic roles and characters. And, you know, before you even had started the show Girlfriends, which y'all remember Girlfriends, that's our show. I remember working with you on the Jamie Foxx show. You were a writer on the Jamie Foxx show. You were the only female writer in the room.
I was.
But I remember you were like, "Hi, I'm Mara." And now you're running things like, and I have to say this, you wrote the funniest episodes on the Jamie Foxx show. What was it like just being in that?
Now, Sherri, do you remember? That was right before Jamie blew up to the world, right before Any Given Sunday,
that movie.
I was the only woman in the room, and what I also want to make note of, those brothers took care of me.
Yeah.
We really bonded in that room.
Yes.
They respected my voice. It was funny, and thank you for bringing me out. I do think it's really important. Writers, we need to write.
Yes.
We need more of our young people writing. That's what I brought into the room, and I was like, it's time for Jamie to fall in love. It's time for him to get with Fancy. So I really loved bringing love to the show.
Yes, you did.
Yeah.
And then when you went on to create Girlfriends, show, that Girlfriends was our Sex in the City. I should say it really was. We would watch it with our girlfriends. We would talk about the episodes, you know, as they happened. What happened? Who did this? What did Joan do? What did
she wear?
What was she wearing? What did she say? Girl, what? You know, and you were the youngest African American woman to have her own network TV show with Girlfriends.
Yes.
A lot of people didn't know that.
Yeah. I've had my head down, Sherri. I've had my head down. It's funny because when I was a fan of Sex and the City.
Yeah.
It was appointment television for me. But we weren't even extras on the show.
No.
And a lot of us were getting upset. I think they've had a controversial episode that it starred one. And I was like, you know what? Instead of us getting mad, I saw it as an opportunity.
To create.
Yes, when I see the void.
Yes.
I see the void, and I wanted to fill our portraits with it and all the complicated nature. Well, Lynn was just talking about how complex we are. Yeah, that's where our humanity is. It's not in a positive character. It's not in a negative character. It's in the spectrum of our humanity. And so I'm just so happy to be, I was able to sort of take that opportunity and shine with it.
Because I loved on Girlfriends. You created these characters that typically people didn't write for us, you know, with the quirkiness and then this and then that. And we related to each and every one.
Yes, you know, it's funny, I didn't realize how the power of the Lynn character was going to happen for the generation. You know, Lynn didn't have, we wrote her as queer, but we did not label her as such.
Yes.
We just let her be.
Let her be.
Let her be. And I think that's what I want. That's what I want more in the storytelling. I want Black people, Black characters to be. And I love feeding actors. Like Lynn and I, we're trying to figure out what our project's going to be. You know what I'm saying?
Gosh,
you know,
yes.
could you imagine?
Okay, well, yes, I can imagine because I want to ask you, can we get a reboot of Girlfriends? Can we get something I must have?
Okay. I want to just say, I want to tell that story.
Yes.
I have tried to tell that story. So I have a good idea for us right now. Where's your phone?
My phone is right behind me.
Do you know anybody who has $50 million in your phone? Do you know?
Well, actually, I do.
I know it.
Yes.
I bet Sherri does. Or do we have 5 people who have 10 million? Do we have 10 million who have 5?
Okay.
But I want to write the story, the epic movie.
You want to do a movie
I would
version
love
of
to do a
Girlfriends.
movie.
Okay, this is what I'm going to ask. All of y'all.
Y'all pass the plate. Pass the plate.
If y'all know anybody, and we're talking in the millions, but y'all, if we get $20, everybody $20, $100. If y'all know anybody, let's get us a crowdsourcing fund or something that we can help get this movie written.
Let's do it.
Because we know how hard it is to get stuff made in Hollywood. And so, you know, that you were able to do it. And I'm not going to let this Girlfriends...
you know, I really want to thank the audience because you haven't let it... You know, I feel like you haven't let it go. And thank you. You know what I'm saying? It takes, you know, that took 172 episodes.
172 episodes. It takes a village, and we are a village, and we got you.
And we got... Okay.
Yes, we're going to do this.
Okay.
That's what I needed folks to see you, Mara.
Yes. Thank you for getting me outside. I got to get cute, all the things.
I'm glad. Y'all need to know, you hear the name, you need to know the face behind the name, Mara Brock Akil. Your new show, Forever, excites me. It is absolutely incredible. It's even Variety said that Mara Brock Akil's take on Judy Blume's Forever is the girlfriend's creator's finest work. Y'all also need to watch her other stuff as well. I loved it so much. What inspired you to tell the story in the way that you have?
It's my love letter to my sons, and my oldest especially. You know, I've never been a mother before him. He's my first.
Yes.
And, you know, back my generation, how do we raise our children? The best way to raise our children, give them the best education. So we were a generation putting a lot of our kids into private white institutions.
Yeah.
That's also at the time where you realize there's a consequence to that. And that's in the social life.
Yes.
You start to realize the time in which they're supposed to have crushes on each other. Like, who's crushing on my baby? Who's, and then you realize, oh wait, the one little black girl and the one little black boy, the odds are against them.
Yes, yes.
And just for their friendship, all the things. And so that was concerning me. Secondarily to that, between Trayvon Martin's murder and George Floyd's murder, Black parents we were screaming into a vacuum of that no amount of education, no zip code was gonna save your baby. So that was going on. Meanwhile, Judy decides, the Judy Blume, not just like I have her on a first name basis, but you know, the Judy Blume is saying, hey, she was willing to have her body of work be translated to the screen. That was my big bang.
Yes.
So I tend to muse where my heart was on my son, the concerns of what his adolescence was going to be like, mixed with this opportunity. And so I get to pour a lot of my concerns, my pain, my therapizing, my motherhood, because you know, I could be a little, boy moms are very overprotective, by the way.
We are so overprotective.
Oh, God.
Oh, my God. And that's what I want to ask about. You captured beautifully first love and everything, and it's not preachy, and everything you just said is what I go through as a mother of a young Black man, because he just turned 20. But everything that I go through.
Yes, mine's 21.
So see, and even like you
and 16. I can't forget my little one.
Don't forget your 16-year-old. But all the angst, you got it in here. And even the characters of the mother and father, did you base them somewhat on who you are?
Oh, okay, one thing.
Because mama's me.
Yeah, okay.
Protective.
One thing I think the legacy of both me and Salim are going to be our own work, but our biggest legacy are going to be our boys. And I have to say, our parenting styles are complementary, and I did draw from what is happening in our home, and I think what I'm really proud of about being the parents to Yassine and Nasir.
Yes.
And so of course, I am, you know, that catastrophic parenting, especially during this period. Okay, I have been, there's a lot of worries raising young Black boys in America. So I have been overzealous. and Salim has been very good on the emotional intelligence and the laid back. And I think that yin and the yang is really good. And I think whatever the parenting styles, and I think 2 people in the household is ideal. But if you're also like Keisha, single parenting, I was raised by a single mother between a couple of her marriages. and then, but the village.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Absolutely. The village is important too. But yeah, so I just drew from Black life. I drew from my life. I drew from, if I spent any amount of time with you, I've pulled from you and put it in the show.
You have pulled from me. Yeah. That's me on that screen all day, every day, Jeffrey. Give me your phone. I'm telling you.
Oh. How many times did you snatch the phone?
I'll snatch Jeffrey's phone just yesterday. Just want to know what's going on. Mara, I'm so glad you're here. I needed people to see you and to hear you and not just what you wrote. So thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Make sure you watch Forever. Now, you know I'm an actress still. I'm not just a talk show host. Okay. So you need somebody in your show. Okay. Watch Forever, y'all. It's streaming now on Netflix. It is a phenomenal show.
We're gonna have a good time.